Just this week, Amazon officially canceled pre-orders for Mighty Number 9 on the 3DS and PS Vita. There are so many ridiculous things with that statement that I don't really know where to begin, other than to say that, wow, I was one of the biggest Mighty Number 9 fans ever. This is the old man Demi talking, because I was there at PAX in 2013 when Keiji Inafune announced it. I was there when the initial Kickstarter backings happened live on camera. There was such a ridiculous level of excitement for this game because this was maybe not hot off the heels, but it was definitely following a string of canceled Mega Man games like Mega Man Legends 3 on the 3DS, Mega Man Universe. And so this really felt like flipping Capcom the bird. Coming from the man behind Mega Man was just a crazy thing to see. And sure, over the years, it ended up being quite a debacle, but I don't think it was nearly as bad as maybe other landings in recent years like Cyberpunk or maybe No Man's Sky. Ironically, both of those games are pretty well received nowadays, right? Where Mighty Number 9, unfortunately, just never quite caught out of that. But wow, if it doesn't make you think, consider this. Even 7 years ago, Abstraction Games, which was the publisher that was hired to port Mighty Number 9, said that absolutely no work was done on it. I guess they had entered some sort of tertiary agreement with Concept, the developer behind Mighty Number 9, and there was maybe some talk of this happening, but it ultimately panned through. And that really shouldn't surprise that many people, because think about how ridiculous of a task it is porting Unreal Engine to the 3DS or PS Vita. And really, if anything is to blame, it's the culture of Kickstarter, not Kickstarter itself, because when Mighty Number 9 way smashed its goals, it asked for $900,000 and ended up receiving over $4 million. Kickstarter as a platform is incentivized to have you release stretch goals, right? You have all these ridiculous things that were clearly never intended by the original developers, but they're just gonna promise them, because why not? Let's just get free money. And the worst that can happen is, sorry, we overexerted ourselves, but actually that would take more honesty and integrity than what ended up happening with Mighty Number 9. It's really sobering because Keiji Inafune was really the man, the myth, the legend behind Mega Man and so many of the titles that we loved. And it's really interesting to think back on Red Dash, which was his second Kickstarter project that I actually think looked even more promising than Mighty Number 9. I love the world that it set up. This desert nomad feeling is absolutely inspired by Mega Man Legends, but in a different environment. And that game being put on Kickstarter before Mighty Number 9 was even officially released to the public probably said a lot about how Inafune felt about the game and his reception and the way that he would be treated. We have not really heard a lot from him recently, other than some NFT nonsense crossover collaboration, whatever you want to call it. And that's what ultimately makes me feel not that bad for this man. Mighty Number 9, as far as I can recall, was a pretty average game. It wasn't exceptional. It wasn't anything too crazy. If anything, I really wish that Mighty Number 9 was less overtly inspired by Mega Man. I feel like having Call look the way that she did, which was voted on by people, but still, if you compare Mighty Number 9 to most of the indie platformers that are coming out nowadays that are clearly inspired by Mega Man, like Gravity Circuit, Code Bunny, I think that Mighty Number 9 compares at least decently well. It's not the best in its camp by any means, but I do like the dash gameplay of dashing through enemies. I thought it was kind of interesting. I feel like there was a lot of potential there to move things in a different direction, but too many wink nudge nudges kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. I know that I was just one backer of many, and that Call, for example, being the female assistant looking just like Roll was something that was voted on, but still, I feel like the game had a lot of potential to shine. I mean, heck, there was a freaking animated show that was initially planned, which is absolutely bonkers. And if that doesn't tell you enough about the way that things are greenlit in the industries of film and television as well as video game, I don't know what will. And at the end of the day, Kickstarter is a great platform, but just because you smash an initial goal and raise over $4 million does not mean that you need to have a huge laundry list of ridiculous goals that you're never, ever planning on reaching. And it certainly does not mean that you should hide from the limelight like Inafune and just pump out NFT garbage. Oh, the man has sullied his legacy, and I don't know what more he can do. So those are my thoughts on Mighty Number 9. Again, if you are interested in my ridiculous situation, my house did burn down. I'm sorry if the audio and the visuals are not up to snuff like they usually are. I did post a video on my other channel where I'll be keeping things up to date in terms of my status, my family status with these California fires. But again, stay safe out there, Scouts. Give your loved ones a hug and just cherish what you have. See you next time.